The political lines are shifting with big changes for small island communities. Tonight on Our News.
This Boundaries Commission map released yesterday is reshaping the country's political map, adding 2 new seats just ahead of the upcoming general election. Well, one of those islands include Bimini, and tonight we're hearing from residents how they're reacting. We'll give you their sentiments just ahead.
This as fallout from the Boundaries report, with the Free National Movement candidate saying she's disappointed over the removal of polling divisions from Killarney constituency. Also, heavy backlogs, staffing shortages, and not enough courtrooms. The judicial system facing long-standing pressures, but tonight, the Chief Justice explains how a new criminal justice board is working to turn things around. Then in Our News at 7:30, the boundary split comes back into focus, the new seat in New Providence.
Residents in several Western New Providence communities will be thrust into a new constituency called St. James. But how do they feel about the move and what are their greatest needs? Stay tuned to Our News tonight for more details.
Welcome to Our News, live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Residents in Bimini are weighing in after the Boundaries report was tabled in Parliament Wednesday, recommending the creation of 2 new constituencies, including a Bimini and Berry Islands seat. Now, Bimini would be separated from West Grand Bahama, while Berry Islands would no longer fall under North Andros. Tonight, Delvado Emmanuel reports on reaction on the ground. It's mixed, but he says passionate.
Strong reactions coming out of Bimini following the news that Parliament has tabled a new boundaries report recommending the creation of 2 new constituencies, one of them a Bimini and Berry Island seat. Under the proposal, Bimini would be separated from West Grand Bahama, while the Berry Islands will no longer be attached to North Andros, making it the Bimini and the Berry Islands. For many residents in Bimini, the move is being welcomed as a long overdue recognition for a growing island that is often felt overshadowed.
It's an amazing thing ever happened. If that happens, definitely it's an amazing thing never happened to the people of Bimini. They are so glad about that. They were tired.
Biminites, as they call themselves, believe a standalone constituency could bring sharper political focus, stronger advocacy in Parliament, and increase attention to Bimini's expanding tourism economy.
So sometimes we got caught up in the hustle and the bustle and we always felt forgotten. So I'm so happy that we are finally remembered, you know what I mean, Bimini and Berry Island.
A part of West End. West End is bigger than Berry Island, more populated, So I don't think that the MP, the standing MP, can actually give as much attention as he ought to Bimini, considering that he has a larger, population to deal with.
But who do they think will be the right man or woman to represent them?
And I don't discriminate, but I always believe that women make things happen.
That's why I feel like Randy will be I feel like he'll be perfect for the island because when he comes to Bimini, he's an island boy. We just had every cleanup campaign, he's here. We had the children give away toys, he's here.
Reporting for our news, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks so much for that, Delvado. Free National Movement candidate for Killarney, Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis, says she was disappointed that some polling divisions were removed from Killarney constituency, particularly those in Mount Pleasant. On Wednesday, the Boundaries Report was tabled in the House of Assembly. The commission, made up of House Speaker Patricia DeVoe, Justice Gregory Hilton, Chester Cooper, Dr. Michael Darville, and Shannon Dawn Cartwright. That committee recommended the increase of the number of electoral constituencies from 39 to 41. One of the new seats will be St. James. It takes polling division 3 and 11 from Killarney. Well, despite that, the F&M senator says she'll be sorry to see those areas go.
I'm not intimidated by that in any, I fear no man but God. I'm not intimidated by that. It's his constitutional right to run, and at the end of the day, I think we all want the same thing, which is the best representation for Killarney, so that persons can have their needs met. And so it's up to the voters to make a decision as to who they think can carry them forward in terms of Killarney and the Bahamas.
And former Prime Minister and current Killarney Member of Parliament, Dr. Hubert Minnis, also weighed in on that report yesterday, saying he'll be running in the constituency no matter how the lines are drawn. Senator Barnett Ellis was ratified by the F&M back in August 2025. Dr. Minnis, he led the party from 2012 to 2021. But the senator says she's not intimidated by the former Prime Minister.
I was really looking forward to representing the entire constituency of Killarney as it was as of Tuesday. We've already started to build relationships in all of the polling divisions, particularly in Mount Pleasant. And so I'm disappointed that I won't have the opportunity to represent Mount Pleasant. But obviously, relationships don't end just because boundary lines have moved. And so I remain available to offer assistance wherever I can, to whomever I can. In terms of changing the campaign strategy, the strategy remains the same.
A negligence lawsuit against Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Services has been dismissed after the court found the claim was filed outside the legal time limit. The claim brought by Dion Davis, who alleged he suffered a permanent deformity to his right hand following an alleged misdiagnosis in 2020. Court records show Davis visited Fourth Terrace Diagnostic on May 11th that year for an X-ray after injuring his hand, with an initial report finding no fracture or dislocation, and no further treatment was pursued at that time. Days later, his hand swelled, prompting a return visit, and on May 20th, 2020, the report was amended, recommending an orthopedic referral. But the court heard that by then, the window to reset the injured finger had passed, resulting in a permanent disability. Assistant Registrar Akira Martin struck out the claim, ruling that Davis missed the deadline to file, which expired May 20th, 2023. And from heavy case backlogs to the need for more manpower and courtrooms, the judicial system has its share of ongoing challenges. Last year, the judiciary sought to address those issues head-on with the establishment of the Criminal Justice Board. At the helm, Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder. Our Jasmine Brown got this exclusive interview.
Criminal justice boards have existed globally for decades, but finally the Bahamas has its own. Launched in 2025 by Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder, it was designed to bring together stakeholders in the criminal justice system. The goal, to improve efficiency and address case backlogs. And Sir Ian tells me it's not a singular effort, but rather a collaboration among judicial, governmental, and independent agencies.
We've always said that the criminal justice system is a multifaceted problem. So in the past year, we've taken a new step to create a criminal justice board.
As for who sits on the board, the CJ explains the makeup of the list of stakeholders.
So myself as chairman, the president of the Court of Appeal, the commissioner of police, the director of public prosecutions, the director of social services, the chief magistrate, the registrar, the president of the bar, members of the defense bar, police prosecution, forensics, the RAND laboratory. All those stakeholders come together in a forum. We've set up subcommittees to focus on particular areas.
The board meets monthly, giving the stakeholders a forum to identify issues and work collectively to solve them.
The board was established in August of last year, and that's proving very effective.
Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jasmine. And be sure to tune in to RTV with our Jasmine Brown next Wednesday morning, January 14th, for live coverage of the opening of the legal year. We've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he is in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Gideon, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another nice evening on the outside right now. 73 degrees is our current temperature with some passing clouds. Your winds out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 72. Temperatures right now around the Family of Islands, we are in the low to mid 70s across the Northwest Bahamas. Freeport, Grand Bahama, 72, 71 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 75 in Alistown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros, North Andros, Great Harbor, Gilberry Islands, Governor's Harbor, all 74s there. 75 in Kemps Bay, that's in South Andros, Black Point, Exuma as well. 74 in Georgetown, Exuma, Coburn, Townsend, Salvador. Arthurstown, Kid Island, 73. 75 Port Nelson, Rum Keys, Deadman's Key, 76 and into the Southeast Bahamas. 76 is in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay. 77 in Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, also in Matthewtown, Inagua, and our good neighbors to the Southeast Turks and Caicos Islands, 77 as well. Satellite radar composite, we had a weak boundary that moved from southeast through the northwest portions of the Bahamas. Brought us some late night, early morning showers, and we still see one or two showers possible across the northern Bahamas as most of the cloud mass now moving across that area. All the other showers now moving into the Florida Straits, and that will continue to pull towards the west. High pressure is in charge. That high pressure will start strengthening, so we're looking for some increasing winds throughout the remainder of the week. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Coming up in sports, pro golfer Cameron Riley has another opportunity to show out at home. We have to cheer respectfully, though. At golf, I don't know if cowbells are allowed.
Hey, Greg Thompson here, and thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that follow button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow all of our news social media pages. And hey, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team you already trust.
It's where history meets justice. These courts decide the future, one case at a time. From e-filing to specialized courts, change is already taking root. but challenges remain. Backlogs, resources, and aging facilities still test the system. On January 14th, we are live for the opening of the legal year. Join us as we take you inside the ongoing modernization of the judiciary and explain what it means for you and for the administration of justice. Only on RTV.
It only takes a second for things to go wrong. Are you prepared? Don't become a statistic. Follow these simple rules. Leave early, obey road signs, wear seatbelts, invest in hands-free devices, and don't drink and drive. I'm Inspector Gerard Cum of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, reminding you that road safety is no accident.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by Tanthier Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Our sports tourism year gets started with golf. BD Global will host some of the best golfers on the Korn Ferry Tour here in the Bahamas, and one local will be among the field. Don't know if home course advantage is a thing, but we hope it is. Cameron Riley has been granted an unrestricted sponsor exemption and will be the hometown favorite at the Bahamas Golf Classic, hosted next week at the Ocean Club Golf Course. It marks the third time Riley will tee it up in the Bahamas at a Korn Ferry Tour event, the PGA Tour's primary developmental circuit. It features many of the world's top emerging pro golfers chasing a pathway to the PGA Tour. We go around the NBA, so that means VJ and the high-scoring Sixers at full strength, DA and the Lakers struggle without LeBron, and we grow increasingly frustrated at the situation with Ambassador Buddy in Golden State. BJ Edgecombe finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and a game-high 5 steals in the 76ers' 131-110 win over the Washington Wizards. In San Antonio, DeAndre Ayton had a modest night in a 107-91 loss to the Spurs with 9 points and 6 rebounds in 28 minutes. Buddy Hield did not play for the Golden State Warriors in their 120-113 win over the Milwaukee Bucks, and Hield was again listed as a DNP coach's decision. At some point, we may have to get involved here. The Island Youth Basketball League could revolutionize the way we approach the sport here at the grassroots level in the Bahamas. We just have to go out and sign up for it. The organization will launch its 2026 Winter League on February 7th at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. That'll do it for Our Sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the U.S.'s role in Venezuela may not end anytime soon. President Donald Trump says America's involvement could last for years. And a significant shift at the Vatican. Pope Leo XIV says he plans to bring the world's cardinals together every year, moving toward a more collective style of governance. The story when our news returns.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. 9 seasons strong, and we're just getting started. This is On the Record.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, Speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. United States President Donald Trump says America's role in Venezuela could last for years following the U.S. raid that captured President Nicolas Maduro over the weekend. In an interview with the New York Times this week, Trump said only time will tell how long his administration will oversee the country, offering no timeline for elections. The White House says the U.S. will control Venezuela's oil sales indefinitely, while opposition leader Maria Corina Machado calls Maduro's ouster an irreversible step toward freedom. Pope Leo XIV signaling a shift in how the Catholic Church will be governed, saying he plans to bring the world's cardinals together every year. At his first consistory recently, Leo asked cardinals to return to Rome for regular 3 to 4 day sessions, a move aimed at consulting the church's top leaders more collectively. The decision comes after complaints his predecessor governed too independently, with cardinals saying the new pope is clearly responding to those concerns. And billionaire hedge fund manager Louis Bacon has won a long-running defamation lawsuit against former fashion mogul Peter Nygard, stemming from a bitter dispute over their adjacent properties in the Bahamas. A New York judge recently ruled Nygard admitted he had no evidence to support claims that Bacon was a murderer, drug trafficker, or white supremacist. Nygard, now serving an 11-year prison sentence in Canada for sexual assault, says he plans to appeal the decision. And in tonight's Sustainability First, our Danielle Miller explores the critical role palm trees play in our environment. She recently visited Bahamas National Trust to learn more.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
Did you know that there are more than 2,500 species of palm tree? I didn't, but thanks to the Montgomery Botanical Center and the Bahamas National Trust, I know so much more about the tropical plants.
This is the zombie palm. Zombia is the genus. It's monotypic, so there's only one. This is native to the island of Hispaniola. Unfortunately, it's critically endangered. This is the closest relative to the coconut. Yes, Syagrus amara.
That's curator of plants for the Montgomery Botanical Center in Miami, Andrew Street. For 15 years, Street has studied the plant and is currently assisting the BNT in assessing the types of palms found on the grounds of the retreat. For several years, I've personally visited the property on several occasions, but never once have I noticed the difference in the palm trees until today. From the large palm that sits in the Ponciana lawn to a tall palm that looks like it's dressed in a skirt. Street tells me that there's more to the trees than their leaves and island aesthetics, but the plant has economic benefits like the Cocos nuciferus or the coconut palm tree.
In the tropics, it cannot be understated. So coconuts are in every single thing that a lot of the island people do. For instance, when I was in Tahiti, everything had coconut in it, and it was wonderful. And it's a sustainable situation. So despite from the dangers that coconuts pose from falling on our heads, they are one of the most important cash crops and food crops in the world.
Retreat coordinator for the BNT, Janeska Johnson, says the palm collection that can be found on the retreat grounds today began in 1925 and is a reflection of the love the former property owners, Arthur and Margaret Langlois, had for the plant.
So they dedicated their entire lives to collecting palms and filling up the garden. So the whole of the retreat is 11 acres, and it's 11 acres of not just coppice forest, but of palms.
Reporting for our news and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Danielle Miller.
Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was January 8th. Then in our news at 7:30.
Residents in several Western New Providence communities will be thrust into a new constituency called St. James. But how do they feel about the move and what are their greatest needs? Stay tuned to our news tonight for more details.
And the boundaries may be drawn, but questions remain. A former Speaker of the House urging caution, saying the process and its impact deserve close scrutiny. It's all coming up when our news returns.
Do you think you know domestic violence? Think again. It is not just physical, emotional, financial, or sexual abuse, and it doesn't discriminate. If you feel intimidated, harassed, or manipulated, you're not alone. The Bahamas Crisis Center and the Domestic Violence Task Force are here. I am Sergeant 3992 Tamika Neely. Let's break the silence on domestic violence. Let's create safer communities.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602...
On this day in Bahamian history in 1940, Oaksfield Airport was officially opened by then-Governor Sir Charles Dundas. Construction, which was initiated in 1939, was completed after its purchase by Sahari Oaks in December of that same year. The Historical Society notes the partially finished airport was sold with the stipulation that it be finalized and utilized for aerial transport. Then fast forward to 2019, when then Police Commissioner Anthony Ferguson reported an 8% decrease in crime overall, insisting the force was at war with the criminal element.
It was much safer in 2018 than it was in 2017.
There were 13 attempted murders in 2017 compared to 19 in 2018, accounting for a 46% increase. Rape increased by 6% from 52 cases to 55 cases. As for the categories that trended downward, murder decreased by 25% from 122 in 2017 to 91 last year.
And in 2022, during its annual church service and parade, Prime Minister Philip Davis pledged more resources for the Royal Bahamas Police Force in the war against crime.
Progress will come from strong leadership and more resources and new initiatives targeting gangs and guns. And progress will come from the collaborative multi-agency approach we've already introduced, which is directed at interrupting the cycles of violence that are tearing up our streets and communities.
Recently, 100 recruits joined the ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. They will strengthen the manpower at major divisions throughout New Providence and the rest of the Commonwealth.
More than 200 students at Gerald Cash Primary School got a boost in literacy this week after members of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity donated over 100 books and spent the afternoon reading with students. The outreach was part of the fraternity's Room to Read initiative held during its National Founders Day observances, aimed at encouraging early reading and positive male engagement in schools. Community coordinator and Kappa board member Jordan Ware says the experience was about more than books.
My time has been a blessing with this. I'm a huge advocate for children, especially in our education system. With nowadays, they're taking away books out of our schools. So this is a big initiative that we do to, make sure that these young students are still getting engaged with reading and knowing the importance of literacy.
Vice Principal Leonique Taylor says over 700 students participated in the initiative.
From our special ed and preschool units straight to grade 1 through 6. And this right here is important because read alouds are essential to ensuring that our children gain the kind of literacy skills that they need.
All right, what a great initiative there. Well, that's going to do it for us in News at 7. Megan Shepard is up next at 7:30. But first, it's time now for Thursday is the New Friday with entertainment correspondent Danielle Miller. Denny, where are you now?
Hey Ken, yes, Thursday is the New Friday. We are back and better than ever, and we are starting off the year with a treat. I have with me the woman that many know as the Queen of Soca, Miss Allison Hines. How are you?
I'm really good. Really good. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Now, I know that you would have traveled in. You came in relaxed. The atmosphere is right for you to hop on the stage tomorrow night and perform for the Back to the 90s event with Playhouse. Can you just give us a little exclusive of what we can expect from an Allison Hines performance?
Well, first of all, I said Happy New Year to you. I have to say Happy New Year to everyone that's watching right now. Wishing everybody the very best of everything for this year 2026, because we need it right now. We need it. We need some good stuff happening. I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part because it's a themed event, because it's back to the 90s, 90s music is fire, and that's also the era where I created, where a lot of my hits were created when I was with Square One. So a lot of those songs that have become classics were created in the late 90s going into the early 2000s. And so I'm excited to be able to perform these songs that people have grown up with. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that my generation and then the generations that have since come up have grown up hearing these songs. And like you, some people have never actually seen me perform live. They've heard the music, seen videos, but they've never actually seen me perform live. So it's, from that point of view, for me, that's exciting as well. Because I always want to do my best, no matter when I perform, but even more so when I know that there's the possibility that there are fans in the audience who have loved my music, never saw me perform live. So this is very exciting for me on many levels. And big up to Playhouse, because 12th edition, that says that, this is something that is people are loving and enjoying. And so for me to have the opportunity to be a part of an event like this, I love that.
I love it as well, because I can't wait to hear you say, get ready to wine, get ready to wine. What? Waistline moving. And then, of course, the song that my generation would have really had that strong memory of.
Yeah, I already know.
Singing on the line.
When them fly up in your face, gal, make them know them place number one in the race, gal. Could never replace independent and you're strong, gal. And you set the pace, fit and healthy living, long, gal. Roll it, gal, roll. Control it, gal, roll it, gal.
Loose me, let me go. I cannot wait for tomorrow night with Playhouse back to the 90s. Ken, Megan, back to you in studio.
At this point, loose me too. I'm ready to go and meet you guys.
Let me tell you, it's always a party with Danielle, man.
Absolutely.
It was
Wow.
so good to see Allison Hides there. Denny is right. That
And
was
that sneak
the song
peek.
of our
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Oh my
did
goodness.
you roll it?
Unfortunately, I am a little rhythmically challenged. So no. Alrighty, thanks. Danielle, we'll see you tomorrow. But for now, stay tuned to Our News on Thursdays to see more escapades like that with our Danielle Miller. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight, a shift in boundary lines. Constituents within the recently created St. James constituency weigh in on what they need and want to see from their newest parliamentarian. Meantime, the former House Speaker is calling for a thorough verification process following the addition of 2 new constituencies. He shares with us his biggest concerns. And despite the noise in the market, President of the Bahamas Fly Fishing Association says the recently implemented boating fees are fair and necessary. We'll tell you why. And later, Waterkeepers Bahamas is on a mission to replant 1 million mangroves. We'll tell you how you can help make a difference in preserving our natural resources. The details for these stories and so much more when our news continues.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
It's Christmas, come again. Time for color, family and friends. Red and green, the perfect pair. For a season so sincere. Baby Jesus in a manger. Loved ones who once were perfect strangers. At the faint place, coloring supreme. Let us bring to life your Christmas dreams.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu. Could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all to deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu. Daytime and nighttime too. Try set them all cold and flu and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Tired of weak, over-the-counter bug sprays? Step up your pest control game with professional-grade products from the Struckham Shop. From powerful insecticides to trusted gel baits and termiticides.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. Tonight, residents who will be placed into one of the country's newest constituencies, St. James, ahead of the next general election, say they're looking for a number of characteristics in their next representative, from energetic to consistent and focused. Yesterday, the long-awaited boundaries report was tabled in Parliament, splitting 2 of the largest constituencies in the country, one in the northern Bahamas and the other in western New Providence. But how do impacted residents feel? Well, our Joshua Williams spoke with residents in Coral Harbor, Adelaide, and Mount Pleasant to find out.
The Constituencies Commission tabled its boundaries report yesterday in Parliament. As part of the recommendations, 2 new constituencies, Bimini and Berry Islands, and St. James in Western New Providence. The St. James constituency will absorb several polling divisions from the Killarney, Golden Isles, Tall Pines, and Southern Shores constituencies. I spoke to several residents who will be impacted. One of them was Adelaide resident Terrence Miller. He tells me after the recent Golden Isles by-election, this latest move leaves many confused.
They was doing quite fine, and I think the man who just come in was start the ball rolling in the right way, and he was trying to bring us back together. Now we don't know what. Now we up in there. We don't know who coming or who doing what. Who can do what.
I also met radio personality Garth Maynard Rosborough. He says his community needs a representative who's energetic.
I'm sensing the interest level in this community, this constituency, is extremely poor. Whoever comes here at this particular time is going to have to bring a whole lot of energy. They're going to have to bring resources in order to attract the attention of the people of this area, to encourage them to go to the polls and vote for something.
And while candidates have not been announced for the seat as yet from the 3 major parties or independent persons, I asked residents what they're looking for in a prospective candidate.
The main thing is transportation, and have a show interest in the area, not just when it comes around election time. We see them popping up.
I need people to move and look out for the behemoth. That's what I need. Jobs. People who want to start up and make it easier for the behemoths to be able to get business license, start up their businesses and all that.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Former House Speaker Halton Moultrie is calling for a thorough verification process after the long-awaited boundaries report was tabled in Parliament yesterday. 2 new seats, St. James and Bimini and Berry Islands, will be created, increasing the number of constituencies that will be contested during this year's general election from 39 to 41. Moultrie, who served as committee chairman under the former Minnis administration, says the fallout from this needs to be carefully monitored.
Persons can be placed arbitrarily in these constituencies. What is to stop that from happening? And what can be done to make certain that persons who are not Bahamian citizens are not able to get on the register to vote? That is my greatest concern going into this general election.
Moultrie admits the historical narrative of gerrymandering has long overshadowed changes successive committees may have recommended. He says it's a near-sighted view many residents have, explaining the committee's purpose is entirely different.
The Boundaries Commission really is to cause proper representation of the people in each constituency. That's the real purpose, to gain proper representation. Now, of course, political considerations come in because the political parties are trying to gain a political advantage. So the governing party is normally accused of gerrymandering the boundaries because of our history.
President of the Bahamas Fly Fishing Industry Association, Captain Prescott Smith, is defending the government's current boating fees, insisting the charges are reasonable and long overdue. Smith says foreign boaters regularly spend thousands of dollars each week on marina dockage, fuel, and other services while in the Bahamas, making the annual government fee relatively minor by comparison. He argues that objections to the charges overlook the true cost of maintaining the country's world-renowned marine environment. According to Smith, the fees are a necessary step toward protecting fragile marine ecosystems and ensuring the long-term sustainability of Bahamian waters. He adds that as one of the world's premier boating destinations, the Bahamas has a responsibility to ensure visitors contribute fairly to conservation efforts. Smith notes that foreign vessels routinely pay thousands of dollars weekly in marina fees, yet object to a comparatively modest annual government charge.
the noise for the fees for Bahamians to benefit from. Whether it's a $3,000 or $4,000 a year fee, but that same 100-foot yacht goes to Atlantis and spend between $8,000 to $9,000 a week to park at the dock. But nobody's making any noise about that. So in 1 month, they could spend $28,000 to $30,000, right, to park at the dock, but they don't want to pay you, the Bahamian, $3,000, $4,000 a year for the boating fee, when the marina is built in your marine environment.
Smith says the fees help recognize the true value of the Bahamas' marine environment, which includes the world's largest flats and bonefish habitat, extensive coral reefs, and critical nursery systems that sustain fisheries. He adds that without proper funding for conservation and enforcement, overfishing and illegal marine activity could threaten livelihoods across the Family Islands.
You have a breeding ground for marine life that no other country in this part of the world has this geography. That is why so many boaters come to the Bahamas. If you take away those marine resources, it'll just go away. As beautiful as it is, they catch tuna, they're catching wahoo, they're diving lobster, grouper, deep water snappers from red snapper, queen eye snapper, silk snapper, and we could name 1,000 other things that takes place in your country.
The Office of the Prime Minister revealing earlier today that the Davis administration has entered into a public-private partnership to advance the port in Mayaguana. It's being called a major maritime and logistics project intended to strengthen economic activity across the southeast Bahamas. Mayaguana sits closely to strategic shipping lanes used by vessels transiting toward the Panama Canal and other major ports, placing the island at a crossroads between the Americas and Europe. Under the PPP, Global Lead Consultant Group Limited will work with government to develop a project that includes port and landside works, a transshipment and storage port for containers and bulk cargo, excavation, housing and supporting facilities, and upgrades to utilities. The private partnership referenced by the project team include 77 Construction UK, among others. The project, planned across 3 phases, will be jointly owned by the government, the Mayaguana Island Development Fund, and Global Lead Consultant Group Limited. The operating entity will be Mayaguana Port Group Limited. A magistrate has issued an arrest warrant for social media personality Brittany Harris. The 35-year-old was supposed to appear before Assistant Chief Magistrate Cara Turnquest DeVoe today to explain why she wasn't complying with the conditions of her release while awaiting trial for 2 libel cases. She's accused of making defamatory remarks about attorney Bjorn Ferguson and Minister of Energy and Transport JoBeth Colby Davis on Facebook and faces a maximum of 2 years in prison if convicted. Harris, who has permanent residency in Canada, was freed on bail last month and ordered to wear an ankle monitor and report to a police station in Hamilton, Ontario. But Harris is no longer being tracked as her ankle bracelet's battery has gone dead. She's also allegedly not satisfied the reporting requirement. In a social media post after returning to Canada, Harris claimed that police there told her she didn't have to check in with them. She also alleged that they advised her to remove her ankle bracelet. While the region is closely monitoring developments involving the United States and Venezuela as aviation disruptions ripple across parts of the Caribbean. Following heightened military activity tied to Venezuela, several Caribbean nations reported flight cancellations and travel delays, raising concerns about airspace restrictions and regional connectivity. In Barbados, Prime Minister Mia Mottley confirmed canceled flights and cruise disruptions, calling the situation uncharted territory for small island nations dependent on air travel and tourism. Here in the Bahamas, airport officials say the situation is being watched closely, but so far there has been no local impact. We spoke with the president of operations at the Nassau Airport Development Company, Jonathan Hanna, who confirms flight operations at Lynden Pinling International Airport remain normal.
Yes, we are definitely continuing to monitor the situation. To date, there's been no direct impact at LPIA, and at no time was our airspace closed or affected. Operations are continuing as normal.
Well, we've still got lots more news to share with you tonight, but first, meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us for your first look at temperatures. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan, and a happy Thursday evening, everybody. If you have plans for the outdoors, nice night to get out. 73 degrees is our current temperature. Few passing clouds. Your winds are out of the east at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature is at 72. Satellite radar composite. Weak boundary moving through the chain of islands. Now across the northwest Bahamas. Should be pulling out of our area. Have some clouds and isolated showers associated with that. Most of the activity will move into the Florida area. But high pressure is in charge. That high pressure will stay with us throughout the remainder of the week. And it is expected to strengthen. So we're looking for some increasing winds during that time frame. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. We'll take a look at your extended forecast when we come back.
When our news comes back from the break, Waterkeepers Bahamas wants you to take a hands-on approach to protecting our invaluable marine resources. If you're in Grand Bahama, we'll tell you how you can get involved. And later, if you're the parent of a preteen girl, a local obstetrician wants you to consider having an important talk about women's health sooner than later. That's coming up when our news returns.
Tired of weak, over-the-counter bug sprays? Step up your pest control game with professional-grade products from the Struckham Shop. From powerful insecticides to trusted gel baits and termiticides, we supply the same products used by Struckham Commercial Pest Services, now available for DIY homeowners and small pest control pros. Whether you're protecting your home or building your business, get the edge with the Struckham Shop.
Have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
From 2017, one show has set the standard for current affairs in the Bahamas, and that's On the Record, one of the longest running current affairs shows on RTV. We've been the place where newsmakers come to talk. We've sat down with leaders in government, cultural icons, industry leaders, and international experts. From breaking news to in-depth analysis, our conversation sets the tone for the nation. We've tackled the biggest issues on the planet, held world leaders accountable, and given voice to the people. From politics to culture, business to the environment, no topic is off limits. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube.
And now we continue our focus on the invaluable work of Waterkeepers Bahamas. In tonight's Grand Review, I talk one-on-one with the organization's executive director, Andrea Daxon, who shared with me how Grand Bahamans are taking a more hands-on approach in doing their part to protect our vulnerable environment.
The Grand Bahamian population has been stepping up a bit more after Hurricane Dorian, so we have, sadly, it has taught us a lesson, and we've come together as a community to be a part of these environmental initiatives. We know that the climate is changing, more persons are getting more educated about what they can do, they're stepping in to volunteer, and I would say that it is a good start. We're all well on our way, and we're happy, we're appreciative of them. We have hundreds of volunteers come out time after time, project after project.
And another part of their mandate is to be gatekeepers. The organization recently partnered with Lusco Development for the completion of a new causeway adjacent to the Taino Beach Bridge. Daxon commending companies that keep the environment at the forefront.
We're happy to know that more projects are coming to the island, and happy to know that those who are bringing those projects are now thinking of sustainable ways to make sure that these projects are done. They're not doing things carelessly anymore, and that makes us happy.
Next on the agenda for waterkeepers, upping their outplanting efforts, as December through May, just before the hurricane season, is a dedicated time of planting. Now, if you're a part of a civic organization looking to give back, or in high school looking to rack up some community service hours, or simply a community-minded resident wanting to do your part, Waterkeepers Bahamas says you are welcomed and encouraged to take part in their ongoing initiatives.
We hosted with students of the Bishop Michael Eldon grades 12 class. They were out here outplanting with us along with the Harbor Company and Freeport Container Port. And we planted over 1,000 mangroves, which is a small start. Since we started the project along with our BMA partners, we've planted over 600,000 mangroves. So the goal is 1 million for 2026. So we will be reaching out to the community to finish those goals.
Reporting for our news, I'm Megan Shepard.
Coming up in sports, we start in the NBA. DA and the Lake Show get a W on the first night of a back-to-back. In college hoops, the other DA shines in conference play, and Bahamian sets sail in one of the biggest youth regattas in the Americas.
From 2017,
the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting the RoyalBahamasPoliceForce.org.
My name is Atreyu Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Atreyu Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
The dangers are escalating. Vaping liquid marijuana is on the rise, damaging lungs and increasing stroke risk. And a deadly new trend, lean, cough syrup, soda, and candy, a lethal combination that can cause seizures and even death. Possession means arrest and prosecution. I am Corporal 2641 Rory Fox of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Protect your loved ones. Learn more by visiting our website.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Let's do show. Our sports tourism year gets started with golf. BD Global will host some of the best golfers on the Corn Ferry Tour here in the Bahamas, and one local will be among the field. Don't know if home course advantage is a thing, but we hope it is. Cameron Riley has been granted an unrestricted sponsor exemption and will be the hometown favorite at the Bahamas Golf Classic, hosted next week at the Ocean Club Golf Course. It marks the third time Riley will tee it up in the Bahamas at a Corn Ferry Tour event, the PGA Tour's primary developmental circuit. It features many of the world's top emerging pro golfers chasing a pathway to the PGA Tour. In addition to competition, the event will include a series of community-focused activities, a youth golf clinic on Friday, opportunities for local players to engage with tour professionals and coaches in a public exhibition on Saturday, and school outreach where local kids will be invited to the final round on Wednesday. BD Global officials note the event is designed to create a lasting impact by blending international sport, youth development, and tourism exposure, while also providing a platform for Bahamian talent to compete on the global stage. We go around the NBA, so that means VJ and the high-scoring Sixers at full strength, DA and the Lakers struggle without LeBron, and we grow increasingly frustrated at the situation with Ambassador Buddy in Golden State. VJ Edgecombe finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and a game-high 5 steals in the 76ers' 131-110 win over the Washington Wizards. The offensive numbers are there. He's averaging around 16.5 points and 4.2 assists per game. But on the other end of the floor, he's averaging 5.4 rebounds and 1.5 steals per game, leading all rookies and 10th in the league. Despite the early success, Edgecombe says he knows there's room for improvement.
That was great. First time we had everyone healthy also, so that's amazing. Like I said, the ball was sharing, everyone's getting touches. That was amazing, man. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm happy. I'm happy with how the ball is distributed throughout the team. Everyone got shots. Everyone got good looks. Some made, some didn't. So.
In San Antonio, DeAndre Ayton had a modest night in a 107-91 loss to the Spurs with 9 points and 6 rebounds in 28 minutes. Buddy Hield did not play for the Golden State Warriors in their 120-113 win over the Milwaukee Bucks, and Hield was again listed as a DNP coach's decision. At some point, we may have to get involved here. The Island Youth Basketball League could revolutionize the way we approach the sport here at the grassroots level in the Bahamas. We just have to go out and sign up for it. The organization will launch its 2026 Winter League on February 7th at the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium. The league enters the winter season following a successful fall jamboree in October that drew 80 registered players from 38 schools, homeschool networks, and community programs, highlighting strong demand for organized, age-appropriate youth basketball for both boys and girls. Oaktree Medical Center is signed on as title sponsor, and the 7-week league runs through March 21st, featuring 20 teams and 5 age divisions. That'll do it for our sports. This is 10YS, and it's a new day in Miami. The McDaniel era is done. The Tua era is probably done. Just a reminder to all my Dolphin friends out there, you don't have to keep doing this. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Back to the studio.
Still ahead tonight, having the uncomfortable but unnecessary conversations about women's health. Our Italia Hall talks one-on-one with a doctor specializing in adolescent care. But first, Greg steps back in the Weather Center with a complete look at your forecast across the country. Stick with us.
It's more than a podcast. It's a movement. This is Breaking the Silence with Junior Clovis, where conversations we avoid finally have a place to breathe. Every story, every struggle, every breakthrough is brought to light, unfiltered and unspoken until now. Join us this Sunday at 2 p.m. as we confront the topics that matter, share real experiences, and change the conversation around mental health together. Watch, listen, break the silence.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Every week, one show drives the national conversation. On the Record. We challenge the issues, ask the tough questions, and dig deeper. We bring in the experts, the decision makers, and the voices that matter. Our discussions shape policy, influence change, and inform the public like no other. Join us every Thursday at 8 p.m. and again on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Catch us streaming live on Facebook or catch up with your favorite episodes on our YouTube channel. The conversations that shape the Bahamas start here, on the Record.
Conflict doesn't have to end in chaos. Before it escalates, take a breath. Step back. Choose peace. Listen to understand. Respectful conversations lead to real solutions. I am Sergeant 3599 Johnson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, urging you, let's talk it out, not fight it out.
This is our news. Welcome back. High pressure still in charge of our weather. That's keeping us with some stable conditions. We did have a weak boundary move through the chain of islands. Now moving out of the area, should be approaching the east coast of Florida. A couple of isolated showers still possible near the Bimini, the Grand Bahama area, but most of the activity pulling into the Florida Straits. That high will stay with us throughout the remainder of the week. It should strengthen some, so we're looking for some increasing winds throughout the remainder of the week and into the weekend. We also do expect another front. That front is expected to be pulling into our area. Storm system now taking shape across central the United States, but this is the trailing front we expect to get near by Sunday night into Monday. A couple of isolated showers, maybe even a slight cool down once it goes through. Future forecast showing nothing happening across our area, just a few isolated showers, mainly across the northwest Bahamas associated with that weak boundary. And then we have some moisture coming out of the Atlantic through Friday and into Saturday. So we could see an uptick in some showers across the northwest Bahamas. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow. Caution flag still in place for the Atlantic. Risk of rip currents out there. Easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, slightly higher in the Atlantic waters, while in the central and southeast Bahamas, more northeast to east flow at 15 to 20. Caution flag in place. 4 to 7 foot seas expected in some northeasterly swells. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, nice conditions expected throughout the remainder of the week. It's going to get breezy through Saturday. Front boundary comes through on late Sunday into Monday. Temperatures take a slight dip, but we are still looking at near 80 degrees for the remainder of the weekend and into early next week. 70 degrees at night expected. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, ever wondered when is the right time for a young girl to see an OBGYN for the first time? It's a question many Bahamian parents and teens often avoid or shy away from. But doctors say early conversations can make all the difference. Tonight, our Italia Hall is breaking it down with an expert who specializes in adolescent care.
It's a question many families quietly ask. When should a young girl make her first visit to the OBGYN? For some, it's tied to fear or uncertainty, but for doctors like obstetrician and gynecologist Dr. Agatha Mackey, who's been in the field for some 15 years, it's about education, comfort, and trust from an early age.
I think that parents should start having the conversation from as early as 6 to prepare the girls, just in terms of puberty, the developments that they're going to see, the breasts, the hair, and that eventually they will get, will have their period. It's important because with repetition, it makes them feel more comfortable, makes them feel that, this is normal. And I would also, I tell them, when I tell parents too, that you also tell your girls, at 9, now I'm going to give you your period kit.
With that in mind, Dr. Mackey created My First Gynae Visit, a program designed specifically for adolescent girls.
Normal gynae visits that they will have when they, get into adulthood. So, so just basically knowing about their bodies, the period, dealing with any period issues that they may have. And a lot of them tend to have period issues earlier on when they start menstruating. So, that's what that particular visit is about. And then the final visit that I have, it's for my older teens that are preparing to go to college or into the work field. And this visit is basically just more so for contraception.
She explains the reason behind creating the program.
When I look back at my childhood, it's something that I would have wanted. And so I didn't see it as much. It's there in the little, people are doing it. Yeah. But I just wanted to formalize it. And to make it a program and make it accessible.
Dr. Mackey says the goal is simple. It's all about making sure young girls are comfortable and prepared. As for the best part of this journey for her,
it's educating the girls and the mothers as well. Yeah, and it's be creating that the middleman to help mothers and the daughters, have that conversation and prepare the girls, prepare them.
Now, parents and teens can also find more educational resources and information covering mental well-being and sexual health at www.myfirstgynae.org. Reporting for our news, I'm Italia Hall.
Very informative. Thanks, Italia, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a safe and wonderful evening. Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.